Hey y'all, about to stream one of the live stream one of the Trump rallies. Is going to be in Pennsylvania, one of the states he is predicted to win this year.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm
Uh-oh.
Matthew Andrews here in
We
Whiteside,
started.
broadcasting with Christina Bob, and we are in
Started.
Pennsylvania. As the crowd is chanting what, Christina?
Let's go, Brandon. They are so excited to be here. And it was raining a little bit this morning. I put my rain gear on just in case. But I think the weather is holding up. Everyone just need to slow them down because, as you can hear, they're very excited.
Isn't it something that every time the president gets another fake indictment, then we have something like this where we've got, you know what, we like the president, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think people are starting to see through what's happening. It's interesting on the same day or the same week that Hunter is working on his deal suddenly what's happening. It's interesting on the same day or the same week that Hunter Biden is working out his plea deal. Suddenly they decide to bring another indictment against Donald Trump. It seems very staged.
Enjoy. What's up, Twin? What's up? What's up, Twin?
Rally on a rainy day in Pennsylvania.
What's up, Twin? What's going on?
It's very authentic. You can hear the excitement. You can hear the vibe of the crowd. Really excited to see Donald Trump, not just today, but back in office in 2025.
And then speaking of a rally, the last rally you were at in South Carolina, what a rally that was. The president was saying something about 80,000 people. I mean, You were there. What was that like to see all those people there?
It was amazing. I mean, the thing, and I keep going back to the word authentic. It's just so nice to see an authentic movement of Americans that really care about America, care about America First values, put pride in their local community. Not going to lie, I enjoyed seeing them boo Lindsey Graham. That was kind of fun. I think they're really disappointed in his position on the Ukraine war. That they made that clear. And the reason I bring it up isn't, not to take a shot at Lindsey Graham, but to point out the fact that it's just authentic. It's people, they're not trying to make sure like it's this polished thing. It's just an authentic movement of people letting their political leaders know what they want. And Pickens was a great example.
Exactly. And then you think about the Constitution, we the people stand for who? President Donald Trump. Isn't that something?
Yeah, and it really goes back to grassroots government. I mean, I think Americans had kind of just gotten into this rhythm of just allowing the federal government to be this big federal thing. And, local elections didn't really matter. Local politics didn't really matter. And I think the 2020 election just blew that idea out of the water. Local elections are the most important election. Who is your county clerk? Who's your recorder? Who's running your elections? Because elections are run at the county level. So it's just really fun. I feel, you tell me, you're out at a lot of these rallies as well. Don't you feel like this is kind of grounding us back to our roots of what America was supposed to be? It's local grassroots. Who would have thought that Donald Trump would be a grassroots candidate? But he really is.
Yeah, because he's not a typical politician, right?
Yeah.
And so everybody loves freedom and the Constitution. They love God. They love our country. So that's what we're fighting for at the end of the day. We want the freedom to continue here in this nation. We need almost a new rebirth in sorts of freedom.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're from Pennsylvania. Does this reflect what you see in your part? You said you're from 5 hours away. Does your area look like this as well?
Yeah, South Central PA, the Harrisburg area. I mean, there's a lot of Trump fans, a lot of MAGA going on there, right? It's interesting. The state of Pennsylvania, it's very red, except for that pocket of Philadelphia, Pittsburgh. And of course, we're in Erie County. This is where it is kind of a battleground county, right?
Right. Yes, Pennsylvania is very red, except for the mail-in ballots, right?
Exactly.
The people that are in the ether.
Yeah. And I remember them just saying about the mail-in ballots and how that was a thing to do, right, during COVID.
Right.
Wasn't that interesting? They knew they had something in their playbook to try and take away something from us, the American people. So this time the playbook is, as we know, a number of indictments getting thrown the president's way. But at the end of the day, the amount of crimes that have been happening on the left, right, are way higher and more large than, of course, what the president has done, because he hasn't done anything wrong. The Presidential Records Act shields him from any of that kind of situation. So
yeah, it absolutely does. And I think that's something that the left doesn't really talk about that much. Joe Biden had classified documents. Even Mike Pence had classified documents, at least he claimed to. But the Presidential Records Act specifically says that it's the executive, meaning the president, it's the executive and only the executive who gets to decide what he takes with him when he leaves and what has to be retained by NARA. And the thing that I like about the judicial opinion that actually interpreted that statute, called the Clinton sock drawer case, it's really Judicial Watch versus NARA, but that the judge, which was an Obama appointee judge, actually said NARA, or the archivist, does not have the authority to tell the president what he has to return and what he can keep. Well, this entire case is based on the fact that NARA, the archivist, has said that President Trump was illegally retaining these documents. Well, we already have case law from an Obama judge that says that's not who decides. So I don't know, that's something that's going to have to get litigated. I'm sure that will be fought through motions, and they'll go through that whole process. But I don't know how they're going to get around that.
I have no idea how they're getting around it either. What I can tell you is, of course, today is going to be a great day here at this rally in Erie County, in Erie, Pennsylvania. Let's take a live look right now at some of the crowd waiting in line. We're hours before President Donald Trump will speak at 6 o'clock here Eastern time. And obviously a lot of people. The thing that's great about the arena, right, is when it's inside, it's kind of like that hockey atmosphere. Yeah. It's going to be a loud arena today, of course, with what the president's been dealing with.
Yeah, and you feel the vibrations of the sound when people start chanting and cheering. It really, I'm not exaggerating. It sounds funny, but really it does. It gets to your bones. You can just feel the excitement and the chanting of all the people there. So these indoor rallies have a distinctly unique feel from the typical outdoor rallies that we do, and they're a lot of fun for different reasons.
And it's been a while since there's been an indoor rally of this stature, so it's going to be quite awesome.
Yeah, this will be a really, really good rally. I'm excited about it.
And you can see, of course, people in the crowd here are our fellow people, right? We the people, as you can see, that love the president, not only love the president, love freedom, love the country, love the Constitution. And one thing we can also tell you is we have a number of great sponsors as well. So as we take a look, we can continue to pan the crown a little bit as I tell you about the Birch Gold Group. We are many days away from the 22nd annual Durban Accords. Now, the greatest threat to the U.S. dollar's global dominance in the past 80 years, it's on August 22nd, we're told BRICS nations. So those are Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. They're actually expected to announce the launch of a new international super currency fully backed by gold or other commodities. So this is part of their long-term plan to supplant the U.S. and the dollar as cornerstones of the global financial systems. So how you can actually protect your IRA or the 401k from the fallout from this landmark announcement is by diversifying with gold from the Birch Gold Group. Historically, gold has been a safe haven in times of high uncertainty, which is, of course, right now. So get a free info kit on gold IRAs and decide for yourself if a tax-sheltered retirement account backed by physical precious metals is right for you. All you got to do is text the word RSBN to 989898. There is a monumental shift happening, of course, among nations that control 1/3 of the world's GDP. It kicks off on August 22nd. All you got to do is arm yourself with information to protect your retirement savings. Text RSBN to the number 989898 and claim your free info kit from Birch Gold. And Christina, obviously we saw the people before. I think it's time to talk to some of them.
Yeah, let's talk to a few. I know there were a bunch that were very eager to. So let's go. I hope we got some here.
What's going on? Are you raising your hand? I saw you there. Trump Save America.
Yeah,
what's your name? Where are you from, man?
Andrew Krushka. I'm from Western New York. And although New York's a Democrat state, we're trying to turn it red one Republican at a time.
I hear you on that. So why do you like the president so much? Why do you love the country so much?
Trump came in 2015, voted in 2016. He said whatever was on his mind, he wanted to drain the swamp. That's what he did. He closed the border. He lowered taxes. He brought jobs back to America, not Ukraine, Russia, or China. Trump is for the American people, and Joe Biden are for the people that are trying to get into this country from Mexico and bring fentanyl into it.
If anybody agrees with my brother here, why don't you come on in here a little bit? Come on in, guys. Come on in a little bit. Your thoughts about President Trump?
Well, I like Trump as a person. I know some really good friends of his, and he's for the American people, like he said. And I think most importantly, I like his lower taxes and his Christian values that he stands for the unborn and all that. So he's just all around a better choice for anybody else that I've seen in history of when I'm alive. So
you're on that. Amen to that. What's up, man? How you doing? And then your thoughts about freedom in this country. I mean, that's what this is all about, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Like right now, my rights are being denied by the FBI. I was coming here to meet President Trump and see if he can help me with this issue. And trying to speak with him.
Awesome. Well, I hope you get a chance to do that. What's your name?
Raphael.
I'm Matt. Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good. Where are you from?
Western New York.
All right. Awesome. Tell us your thoughts. Oh, okay. So what time did you guys get here?
9:30. We wanted to make sure we were in line, and the rain didn't scare us off like maybe it did some people. But we're here to support the president. We saw it online the other day. I'm like, you want to go? He's like, hell yeah, and we're here, and we have to vote him in. He's number one.
What concerns do you have as a citizen of this country?
Everything, the environment, the economy, immigration, taxes, jobs. I mean, I'm old. I saw when it was nice. Trump came in. He said he was going to do this. They didn't want him. From the moment he got the nomination, they started making him public enemy number one. And that's what they did. And people have to understand these other people, these on both sides, they're in it for themselves, for their pocketbooks, for their power. Trump isn't one of them. Yeah, does he have a very, very large mouth? Yes, he does. But you know what? It's what it is. It's black and white. You don't like him, you don't like him. But don't persecute him for his opinions. Don't persecute me for my opinions. Don't persecute these children for their opinions. Make America great again.
Why are you so passionate about all this?
Because I'm tired of working. These people are tired of working. Getting how much percentage out of our taxes? When he was 18 years old, he paid New York State taxes. New York State taxes he paid. Why? He paid federal taxes. Why? Why am I paying for these people? Like I said, I'm old. You can see I'm old. I'm older. I fought cancer. My husband works. My 5 sons work. And every time they turn around, I don't know, can I say screw on TV? They're getting screwed. We're all getting screwed. It's time to take it back. Not by beating your head in, not by you beating my head in. No, by a conversation. I want to talk to you. I don't have friends. I don't have family. What do you want to say? Trump is mean. And I can say this because I'm a proud Polish person. He didn't pay the Polish workers in the 70s. You know what? It wasn't him. It was maybe some of the people that he hired. It wasn't Trump. Like I said, Trump has a big mouth. We all have big mouths, right, people? Trump, 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 Trump. Woo!
Well, there you go. And that's, I guarantee how many of you out there feel just like she does. We're going to talk to some more people right now. Here's Christina Bob.
Hey, I'm here with Jenny. Jenny, where are you from?
New York,
And how long did it take you to get here today?
about a half an hour.
And what brought you here? How come you came out to a Trump rally?
First time here, figured I'd come out and show support.
Is it your first time at a Trump rally? Yep. Oh, fantastic. What time did you get here?
10:30.
Okay, so not too bad. The weather held up all right?
Yeah.
All right. What is it about President Trump that you like that you thought was worth coming out to support him today?
Well, he's honest. He cares about kids. He cares about guns. He cares about our country and all the people who serve us.
And I've got to ask you, you're from New York. What is the sentiment about Donald Trump in New York?
There's a whole lot of Trump supporters there too.
Well, that's what I wondered, because you see so much hate and vitriol, on the media. But I'm wondering, are there people in New York who actually support Donald Trump?
Yeah. I'd say the big majority of the ones who don't are watching fake news.
But your community supports Donald Trump.
Yeah.
And what is it about him that you like so much?
He's honest. He does what he says he's going to do. And he ain't afraid of nobody.
It's interesting. We've seen them attack him in so many different ways over the last few years. And the most recent way that they're going after him is indictments. And they're trying to criminalize him and make him look like a criminal. When you see that, what do you think?
I think that God's going to uphold him with his righteous right hand, and there's nothing to worry about.
Does it concern you at all? Like maybe he is a criminal?
Well, he was president. He took presidential records. No, he's not.
You're not worried that he's a threat to national security?
No weapon formed against him shall prosper.
All right. Now, what about Joe Biden? And he had records as well that he was not authorized to have. Hunter Biden had this plea deal that fell through. We've seen Congress reveal recently that both Joe and Hunter each took $5 million for Ukrainian to influence policy from Burisma. How, in your mind, how do you differentiate between the accusations against Donald Trump versus the accusations against Joe Biden?
Truth and false. Disguise, like look here at this person while I'm doing this over here.
So, do you believe the accusations against Joe Biden?
Absolutely.
You think he sold his position for financial gain?
Yeah. By financial gain, and also the moment that he started calling for our guns to be taken was the same time that China said that Americans having guns is a problem.
Right. Interesting. And this is a New Yorker, folks. Okay, so what do you think is going to happen, over this election season? Do you think more and more people are going to start to see that, hey, you know what, maybe Donald Trump really is a victim of political persecution?
Yeah, and I know that more and more people are starting to stumble across the news that's telling the truth. So,
and there's some discussion right now in Congress about possibly impeaching Joe Biden. I know some Republicans are for it. There's debate within the Republican side right now. Do you think Joe Biden should be impeached?
Yep. And he will be.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And what specifically for?
Well, the classification of treason is, excuse the term, but bending over for foreign entities.
Okay. Bribery, selling his political office for personal gain. All right. Very interesting. Well, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you coming out. Enjoy the Trump rally. All right. Let's go talk to a few more folks over here. I know that there are some other folks here that wanted to say hello. Where are you from? What's your name? Where are you from?
East Brady, PA.
Oh, and how long have you been out here today?
Oh, about an hour. About an hour.
And what brought you out?
Mr. Trump, just to see him.
Are you excited to see Donald Trump today?
Absolutely, yes. We definitely traveled a far and a long road to get here.
And what is it about Donald Trump that you like so much?
Well, many things, we believe in him, and he, we believe he's the guy for the job. And, definitely we will support him all the way.
And you're excited to come to the rally and be among like-minded people?
Yep. Once in a lifetime, a guy comes there, and I think maybe Abraham Lincoln was one, Mr. Trump's one, George Patton was one. Not very often.
He really is. I don't even want to say once in a generation. Maybe one or two in the history of our nation. Presidents like Donald Trump. You agree?
Absolutely.
In a crisis, they just appear. I don't know if it's God that does it or it's destiny. But they just appear to.
You think Donald Trump is destined to run the United States again, be president again?
Oh, definitely. Look at the state it's in. I mean, it should be no problem for him.
Well, but Congress was telling us that aliens are real last week. They were real focused on making sure we're aware of aliens. Are you more concerned about aliens or Donald Trump getting back in office?
Well, I don't believe in aliens at all. So you're asking the wrong person.
No, I think most Americans feel that way.
I know the Democrat.
At the border, the ones coming across the border. All right. Well, thank you very much. I hope you enjoy the rally. Matthew, there's a great crowd out here today. A lot of people who love the United States, love Donald Trump, and are eager to hear from him.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, every time there's a Trump rally, the left probably cringes, right? Because that network narrative and the whole narrative of the left hates the country, hates Donald Trump, right? Hates the people of America. Let's be real. Yeah. So when there's one of these rallies, then we get to come back against that. We get to correct the narrative, and that is an awesome thing to be a part of.
And it's great that the American people get to see for themselves the support that Donald Trump has. Because if you just listen to the leftist media, you think nobody likes Donald Trump. But yet Joe Biden could not pull a crowd like this. And just to be clear, it's been raining all morning. So I would imagine a lot of people who were planning on coming may not have come out at least as early as they anticipated because it was raining. And yet there's still thousands of people lined up here hours before President Trump is set to arrive. So I think Joe Biden or Kamala Harris would love to pull a crowd like this, and they're not able to. And that's why they hate it so much, because you can't fight the numbers. Supposedly Joe Biden got the most votes in the history of America, but yet he can't get people to show up to support him where Donald Trump can.
Exactly. And I think that it's going to be electrifying today. It really is going to be electrifying. If you were listening just a few moments ago, the lady that we were speaking with, I mean, she spoke from the heart, right? Yeah. And everybody is like pent up with this kind of frustration with the fact of what the country's dealing with right now. Yep. So for her to speak like that, I'm sure everybody was saying, amen, sister, right? And agreeing with her. But again, today, when the president takes that stage, I know we've been to a number of rallies, but today with the electrifying atmosphere that I think it's going to be, really encourages the country. It really turns things around.
It really does, especially, week after week, you see indictment against Donald Trump. You see, bad news stories about possible indictments. And I do think that the press has been stringing out the indictment stories for a while, because I think they're starting to realize Americans don't care. And so as soon as there's another indictment that comes down, Americans are going to, who cares? So they're not, that story is going to lose its legs like as soon as these indictments are filed, like the classified documents case. You remember before the indictment, everyone was like, oh, looming indictment, big scary thing. And then the indictment comes down, everyone's like, okay, who cares? And I think that's going to be the same thing with any other potential indictments that come out.
I don't think ever in history has it been so where people have been red pilled, right? Awake of what's going on with the government, with specific parts of the government, the FBI, the DOJ, and that kind of thing. So how's that going to pan out now with we the people, with someone like our leader, who is the leader of the free world? Am I right? Right? I mean, President Trump is the leader of the free world at the end of the day. He won in 2020, of course. And I wanted to talk to you also about the debates, because I think that, the debate is interesting because these people are beneath the president. He already won, in my opinion. So it's like, does he go up and do the debate? But if he doesn't, him not showing up, will that be anything negative? Not for his run, not for him winning, but just not showing up.
No, I agree. And I don't know what his final decision is, but I agree, at least with the posturing at the moment of not showing up. I mean, the Republican debates need Donald Trump much more than Donald Trump. Donald Trump doesn't need the Republican debates. I mean, look at all the people here today, and they're not coming here because of a debate. They're here to see him. And that's what every other candidate wants him in the debate for, is because they want a chance to go toe to toe with Donald Trump. And I honestly, as you mentioned, they're beneath him. They're not worth his time. None of them have the support of the MAGA base. Ron DeSantis did have the support of the MAGA base until he turned on us. So no, I think Donald Trump should put on a show. The only way Donald Trump can make it big, make it spectacular, do something else on the evening of the debate, and just drown out that debate.
100%. And then have Fox News have maybe 90,000 people tune in instead of the millions that they're expecting to have. They're trying to get him on there, right? They're trying, come on, Don, come on. Yeah, why are they doing that when all they're doing is talking about other presidential candidates the entire time?
There's no point for him to be a part of it, I don't think. But and quite honestly, I don't think the American people want to see the other candidates. They don't care. And that's the debate, and Fox News and the news networks understand that the only reason people would be tuning in, because they would be tuning in to see Donald Trump and see how he interacts and reacts to the other candidates. Why give them a stage? He could do a live stream, something completely random and different himself at the same time and draw 10 times as many viewers as the Republican debate would. So yeah, I think it's a good move. I think it's a boss move, and yeah, I totally agree with it.
I think John Rich and Travis Tritt and Jason Aldean and Kid Rock and a number of people out there from rap industry, country, that are all MAGA supporters, right?
Yeah.
Should have a huge concert on the 23rd of August and have Donald Trump either appear on a live stream or appear there on stage.
Oh, appear there on stage for sure. I think it'd be great. And I think this whole movement that Donald Trump is not a part of, he's leading it, the MAGA leader, the ultra MAGA king, as Joe Biden likes to say. It's so good for every aspect of American culture, because even look at what Jason Aldean is doing, and John Rich and the artists that you mentioned, who are really bringing country music back to its proud American roots. Even country music has been swaying into this leftist woke lane that really isn't truly representative of their consumers, of the American people who like country music. And so Donald Trump, I honestly don't even think he's doing it intentionally. I think he just is being himself, and everybody else is having to accommodate around him. But just by having Donald Trump in the room, so to speak, it's forcing everything else to be exposed for what it is: country music, childcare, schooling, education. It's all being outed just because Donald Trump has entered the chat. So it's really, really great to see that.
And a shout out to the mayor of Magaville. He's doing a great job, of course, doing his awesome raps, boycott Target, that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
it's always good to see, in different industries, as you're saying, education, healthcare,
Yeah.
turning to a conservative awakening.
Yeah, well, and it's interesting to see that, these boycotts, finally, conservatives are successfully boycotting. It apparently takes a lot for conservatives to really unify. And I think why these boycotts are successful more than usual is because I don't know that they're truly boycotts. It's not like conservatives are coordinating together. I mean, there is some level of that, saying, hey, let's boycott this for a political purpose. Conservatives are just sick of the American people getting these woke policies or these woke ideas just shoved down their throats. And so they're just going, you know what, forget it. Like the whole Bud Light thing, that wasn't even like an intentional boycott. That was just people going, all right, that is not my beer. That's not what I stand for.
Right.
I don't want to have anything to do with it. And then people were like, oh, hey, look, we're boycotting Bud Light. It wasn't a planned thing. So I think finally it's great to see the American people finally just say, I'm so sick of these woke policies. It doesn't represent who I am as an American. And I'm gonna put my money where my ideals are.
Exactly. And that's one way to protest and protest the left and the woke mob and that kind of thing. This guy's been over here. We might not want to show too much of the bottom part there, but without too many curse words here, sir.
No.
What are your thoughts?
Well, we just want everybody to know that we're not going to let them put Trump in prison. It's not going to happen. So the politicians, the lawyers, everybody that's there has to understand that we're not going to allow it. They're not going to just put him in prison. We're going to stop it. So that's something they might want to look into before they get too far into it.
In 2015, when the president was running and then it was in office, and 2016 as well, when he won, what were your thoughts?
Oh, it's the greatest thing, the greatest president of all time. And he's going to be, and this should be the third time he's president. I mean, he won last time, won the first time, he's going to win this time. And that's why they're going after him, because he actually does help the American people. And I just hope that there's a lot of other people that are going to put a stop to this. Instead of just talking about it, and if they try to put him in prison, we have to stop it. That's just, if you got to go to jail for it, you go to jail for it. But someone's going to stop it. Someone has to do something besides talk about it.
Well, I mean, there's a number of things you can do. You can speak up. You can protest. You can boycott, left woke ideologies. You can vote. There's a number of things we can do in order to, prevent something like that from happening. But at the end of the day, these fake indictments that keep getting thrown his way are just because the people of the left, the few people that are running that show, don't like you, don't like me, don't like most of the audience that's watching right now, right? So we have to,
we tried the voting last time, and look what they did. They stole it. I mean, and that's not something they all say that, well, you all believe it because Trump said they stole the election. I watched it. Everybody else did. We've seen what was happening, and they get away with it. And the thing about the Democrats that the Republicans don't do is the Democrats stick together. They all stick together and they get things done. It's all illegal, but they stick together. The Republicans don't.
Well, you bring up a good point. Actually, I think now's the time that we are going to stick together here at this arena, here at these rallies, and on all of these GOP dinners that the president's speaking to, because people are being woken up, and we're all bonding together as American patriots. Sir, thank you so much for your time chatting with us. And we're going to go to your right and my left, and here's Christina.
All right, we've got Andrew here. Andrew, where are you from?
Rochester, New York.
Rochester, New York. What's going on in Rochester, New York?
It's pretty insane world going on up there right now. There's a lot of wicked crime going on. It seems like there's a statistic every single night. It's pretty brutal. What the left has done up there is pretty insane. Actually, 2 days ago, the Rochester Police Department and the Rochester Fire Department did not get their paychecks. And that is just going to wind up leading to nothing but more craziness down there. It's absolutely insane.
Wow, I had no idea. What? Yeah.
The amount of shootings and the stabbings and just, it's insane. It's wild.
And sorry, I'm a West Coaster. What's the approximate population size? Like how many people live in Rochester?
Monroe County and Rochester included is roughly about 1 million.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Okay. And what's the community like? Like how are they responding to this?
It's not being taken very well. A lot of people are sick of it. Between the carjackings, there's been like 2,500 carjackings since January. And with all the killings, the crime, the drugs, it's insane. It's disgusting.
So is that what brought you down here today?
Absolutely. I've been with Trump ever since he came down the escalator. never left the side.
And do you feel like a lot of folks in Rochester, particularly given the current circumstances, do you think they are supporting Donald Trump?
I do, yeah. The more and more people I'm around, being out in the construction world, I see a lot of different people, whether they're on a job site or they're just people in the neighborhood. They're just they're slowly starting to wake up. It's nice to see that people are starting to see what's going on, but it's difficult to see the way the world's turning into right now, and it's just I wish it was just turn around quicker than what we're hoping for.
What's your favorite thing about Donald Trump, or what do you look forward to most about him getting back into office?
What is the most thing I'm looking forward to? I'm looking forward to getting back to America. America first. I'm sick and tired of the Biden administration, along with whoever else it is that supports them, going farther and farther into our wallets and not even caring at all. They're just blatantly doing it. We can see it. I mean, how much more information needs to come out for the money laundering, the crimes, everything? We the people are done with it. We're sick of it.
Now, you work in construction, correct?
Correct, yes.
How has your industry or your business changed since January 2021?
I can definitely tell you that there's been a lot more regulations and a lot more, people putting their 2 cents in when it comes to, job sites. And it's not the companies, it's I do a lot of government work. I do a lot of like road building, pipe work and all that. There's a lot of just nitpicking and just constantly, it's just like, leave us alone. We do this for a living. We know what we're doing. To a certain extent, I understand you need inspectors, you need people out there to do, what it is that their job is, but to just keep nagging and nagging and nagging, it's just let us be and do what we got to do, get the job done, because the residents in that area, they're sick of it. Road construction is not convenient for anybody by any means, traffic and all that, but it's just all that regulation stuff and just slowing us down that makes it not pleasant for anybody in that area,
So you're down here at the Trump rally today. The crowd seems great. Everyone seems excited to be here. What do you expect? Have you been to a Trump rally before?
I've been to one up back in Rochester before President Trump was elected. It was, I believe it was in September or so of 2016 at the hangar up there at Rochester Airport. So it was a good time. And I can only imagine this one's going to be even better because everybody's fired up.
Yeah, everyone's excited. And I like this rally. It's an indoor rally, so you generally can feel the excitement a little bit more when everyone's kind of in close quarters. Is there anything you're expecting or you want to see or you want to hear from him today?
Oh, man. Where do you start? There's
Do you have a list? Do you want me to take notes?
just an information overload going on right now with everything. And it's like, you can go down so many different roads here with what you want to hear. I mean, I just want America to be free again. Because at this point in time, with what's going on right now, America is not free. We're far from it.
Right. Well, Andrew, thank you so much. I hope you enjoy the rally.
Thank you.
All right, Matthew, another great attendee. Excited to see Donald Trump?
Yeah, exactly. And it's at the back of his shirt says "Fight for Freedom." I mean, that's what we're doing right now, right? This is what this is all about. So let's take a walk. Let's get closer to the Erie Insurance Arena. We'll go up here a little bit and chat with some people as we walk up, and maybe we'll talk to some of the people at the front of the crowd here, see what time they got here. Probably Ultra MAGA, yeah?
Probably Ultra MAGA. And it's always fun to see the folks, whether they needed to or not, who end up camping out before, the night before. It's always fun to hear what they did over the last 24 hours.
Yeah, definitely. So we're going to see where they traveled from. As we take a look at the crowd here on the left, you can see thousands of people already in line. I mean, the president won't speak until about 6. And as we know, sometimes a little bit late, but that's hours before. There must be something he's doing, Christina, that people like.
As much as we hear from the leftist media that Donald Trump is bad and evil and mean, the people just don't seem to be buying it. So I know we got another guest here who you wanted to do an interview with.
Yeah, sure. What's going on? How you doing, man?
Doing great.
You have a lot of buttons.
I've been to a lot of rallies.
All right. How many?
This is number 59.
59.
That's right.
Wow.
Not only that, I drove almost 500 miles to get here, 498 miles from Point Pleasant, New Jersey. My name is Edward X. Young. And yes, this is going to be a great rally.
Why do you love him so much?
Because in 2016, for a long time, this country has been sinking. Ever since Ronald Reagan left office, Democrat, incompetent Republicans or crooked Democrats have been dragging this country down. And then we've been told by Obama, that's the way it is. Capitalism in America have had its day. Everybody was depressed. Donald Trump said he could save this nation. He told people like me, working guys like me in 2016, elect me. I've got your back. And he did. He gave us the greatest economy we've ever had. And now he's in trouble. He's being persecuted by a criminal government, a Marxist dictatorship run by a senile gangster with the IQ of a sack of carrots and his degenerate coke addict son. Had bribery masters.
Sir, tell us how you really feel, though.
I want President Trump to know I got your back. We got your back. And it's my birthday, too. This is a birthday present.
Happy birthday to you, man.
Yes, it's my birthday. If President Trump wished me a happy birthday, that's the only president I would desire. But I'm coming here to support him because look, you guys are good, but the mainstream Marxist media won't cover him, won't get his message out. He gets his message out at these rallies, and by us showing up, we show that he has the support. This is proof. Look, this is proof that we won last time. We're gonna win again. Well, if Biden had a rally, he couldn't get 5 people to show up.
Right, and then they would just sit there and probably cry. It'd be just terrible, right? But this is about to be electrifying. You've been to 59 rallies.
This is 59.
Tell us 1 or 2 of them that you were at that you're like, oh, that was awesome.
Well,
how about all of them?
well, I was going to say, I was there in D.C. on January 6th, 2021. I was there, and it was a rally. I went there to see the president speak. There was no plot to overthrow the government, and it was grassroots, and that stands out. But other great rallies.
Well, hold on a second. Specifically, you're correct. The president said nothing about attacking the Capitol building. He said nothing like that.
And not only that, he showed up an hour late. I don't know if that was deliberate. He was supposed to speak for an hour. He showed up an hour late. The attack happened while he was speaking. No self-respecting Trump supporter would walk away from his speech and say, let's go attack the Capitol. That's nonsense.
Well, at the end of the day, I believe that there are patriots that did walk down. That's for a different conversation. But 59 is quite the amount of rallies that you've been to. And it's your birthday.
Yes.
Tell me you're 59.
No, I'm 63.
All right, close.
No, 64. I don't want to think about how old I am anymore.
All right, sir. Thank you again for chatting with us, man.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
That's the kind of passion you see, right? All over the place. We're going to keep walking to the front here. Let's see what the front of the crowd looks like.
They've been here.
Where's the front? Who's the first person? The first person's over here? Are you guys the first people? All right. How you doing? What's your name?
That's how we know you're near.
Oh, hey, the front row Joe's, of course. How you doing?
Wednesday, he and I did.
Wednesday.
Yes.
Today is Saturday.
That's right.
Why'd you do that?
Because we support Donald Trump, best president in history.
Very true. There was somebody that was speaking back in the back of the crowd, resonated with everybody because she was speaking from the heart about what's going on in this country. What are your thoughts right now with what we're dealing with freedom actually trying to be taken from a communist, almost dictatorship wannabe, right?
That's right.
So what say you?
I say that we've got to bond together and support Donald Trump. If we don't, our history, our daily life right now, and the future of my children, my grandchildren, and future generations are going to be gone.
Sir, your thoughts?
We need Donald Trump back now. I mean, just look at the economy, look at this country. We need him back now.
Amen to that. Your thoughts, sir?
Trump's the greatest president ever, and I think he's the only one who's fit to do the job, and I think he'll get it done. So,
and sir, your thoughts?
Trump needs to fix the economy. He's the man that can do it.
All right. So, what is it like? Where are you from?
Erie.
Okay. So, what's it like in Erie? Are there Trump supporters here?
Yes, they're here.
That a lot of them, I'm sure, are from Buffalo and other areas as well. What is it like to say, you know what, I'm a Trump supporter?
Feels good. Feels real good. Feels good to know that somebody has our back. Feels good to know that he can actually make a difference. And times are bad right now, so it feels good to know that Trump actually will do something about it.
That's right. And he will protect our freedom. I mean, this is the stuff right here, right? I mean, this is great. Thank you, sir, for talking with us, man. How you doing? Come on through. Got a couple people coming through, but
The front row Joes. They come to every rally.
Yeah.
And how many have y'all been to now? 38? 59. From East Tennessee. Okay.
That's quite awesome. What part of Tennessee?
Etowah, Tennessee, between Chattanooga and Knoxville.
I've never heard of Etowah. I've lived in Tennessee before. Great state.
Their claim to fame is probably our farm name. I have mules. Awesome ass acres.
There you go. Awesome ass acres. That's what I'm talking about. And Trump kicks, you know what?
That's right.
Take a look real quick. I don't know if he's in the shot there, Miles. All right. I just want to make sure it's in the shot. Anyway, so I mean,
You gotta love a Trump crowd, and it's funny because the left, the BLM riots and Antifa and all of the craziness that went down in 2020, where they ruined and destroyed several cities and they lit courthouses on fire and they were extremely violent. The left was very, very violent. And then you see massive crowds like this that are actually bigger than anything the left can put together. And there's no violence. Everybody here is kind. And if you start to see someone, like, honestly, I am struggling to try to think of an example because of the many, many rallies I've been to. I can't remember a time where anybody got rowdy. But I imagine if they did, President Trump, of course, has the biggest and best security, and they are escorted away from the premises in a very professional manner. Right. But there's never, that I'm aware of, there's never been an incident of violence anywhere near a Trump rally.
That's right. And the amount of people, right? We say he's the people's president. We, the people, love the president, right? We love the country. We love anybody that stands America first, but that's a true patriot, right? Not a rhino. Rhinos stink. You know, don't they stink?
That's a nice way of putting it. Yeah. I mean, rhinos are exactly what they are. They are, I'm going to contradict myself a second. They're exactly the opposite of what they say they are. They are Republicans in name only. They pretend there's two classes. Let me put it this way. There's two classifications in my mind of what it means to be a rhino. You're either a coward and unwilling to stand up for conservative values, so constantly bending to the establishment and bending to what this political elite class wants, or you're actually a Democrat who couldn't get elected because you live in a Republican area, so you ran as a Republican.
That's exactly what I was just going to say.
Yeah, it's one of the two categories.
Rhinos are Democrats.
They're Democrats or cowards, one of the two.
I mean, at the end of the day, let's take a live look, continue to take a live look here at the Erie Insurance Arena to the left. We've got thousands of people, of course, all the way to the main street there here in Erie, Pennsylvania. Let's see if we can get the back of the crowd going. Come on.
USA! 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 USA!
A ton of passion here, of course. Let's take a walk this way. Wow. That was fun.
That's always fun.
You're funny, man. Come here. You're on now, man.
How's it going, brother?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Why are you here?
Supporting Trump, man. Supporting the movement, trying to do what's right. You know, speak the truth.
This is more exciting than going to a lot of events out there, isn't it?
It always is. We got rained on and we're out here having fun. So, yeah.
At the end of the day, I mean, if it was college football season, I like football. I like the UFC. I like NFL. I like all that. But I'd rather be at a Trump rally because he's fighting for freedom. We're fighting for freedom to do what? To have a football game. To have UFC. Come on now, right?
Yes, sir. Definitely. I'm
about to start preaching here or something. How you guys doing?
Good. I'm here to guarantee Trump gets back in and get rid of the corruption that's in the White House right now. It's a disgrace. Joe Biden's a disgrace to this country.
He's a disgrace, and so are all the left and the rhinos, the globalists.
They Joe Mall. Joe Mall.
I agree with you on that. Ma'am, I love your shirt there. I stand with Trump. What a great shirt to wear.
He's the best.
Would you wear that out at the mall somewhere in front of other people? And has anybody said anything to give you a thumbs up or anything?
No, not where I live.
Where do you live?
Menor, Ohio. Okay. Yeah.
So in Ohio, OHIO, there's a lot of Trump supporters. That's MAGA country too.
Right.
All right, guys. Oh, hello. How you doing?
Hi.
Hi. What are your thoughts about President Donald Trump?
He's the best president ever.
That's awesome. She said he's the best president ever. Can you tell us why you think President Donald Trump is the best president ever?
I don't know.
But you like him now. He's a good guy, yeah?
Yes.
Good guy. How you doing, sir? Good to see you. What's your name? I'm Matt. Nice to meet you. How, you love Trump?
Yeah, I do. I love Trump.
How many rallies have you been to?
Yeah, I've been there. Yeah, my mama always take me. I love my mama.
That's awesome, man. Nice to meet you. What's your name?
John.
Nice to meet you. All right, let's keep on moving a little bit. Christina, this is quite the crowd. Actually, I want to go over and talk to my wife real quick. Hi, Jenna. Hi. This is my wife, Jenna Alvarez. Aw. You got to take off your glasses. There we go. So you've been to a number of Trump rallies, though. What are your thoughts about them? I mean, we've been to AmFest, CPAC, rallies. What are your thoughts?
Honestly, they're all so exciting. The energy here, as you just saw, the crowd, everybody is just so pumped to be here. And it's contagious. So it's very exciting.
Yeah, it's going to be electrifying inside. We were at the Wilkes-Barre Scranton rally. That was my first time working with RSBN. You were there with me. You met Brian Glenn, who's going to be here a little bit later. And it was quite awesome then. But little did you know, we were going to keep going to all these rallies.
I didn't, but I'm glad it's been a trend. It's been really exciting. And I mean, honestly, he's not making me say this, but getting to do it with you has been really, really cool. It's been very enjoyable.
It's been awesome. Love you, baby.
Love you too.
All right, fellow patriot right there. See you guys later. So that was cool.
I'll do the real interview later. No, I'm just kidding.
The real interview. Yeah, that was all scripted. There was a teleprompter. Anyway.
No, I think this is a great crowd. It's really fun. So this is the end of the crowd. It's worth pointing out because it's kind of confusing. If you're on camera, you won't be able to see it. So we were just at the front of the line there. And yeah, Miles, if you go back to the front and show them there, and it goes all the way down, winds around the block, and then past the Porta-Johns, all the way, it comes back up this way. And then it's already starting. Here we go. So these are the folks that are just arriving, and then it's already doubled back, and it looks like it's probably going to end up going around the city block.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. We might as well go back this way. What's going on, guys? What's up, guys?
Yeah. We've got a great crowd. Let's come down here and talk to a few folks. Where are you guys? Oh, okay. What's your name? Where are you from?
I'm Randy Barber. I'm from Randolph, New York, about an hour and a half from here.
There's a lot of New Yorkers here. You're like the fourth or fifth New Yorker that I've met, probably third I've interviewed. How come there's so many New Yorkers supporting Donald Trump?
Well, in my case, I'm in it because I got into the audit in New York State. I've seen a lot of things that you're not supposed to see when you're auditing an election.
Okay, tell us, what was your role and what were you guys auditing?
Well, I'm the lead in Cattaraugus County, but we're leading the voter rolls in New York State. We found a lot of duplicated voter rolls.
No.
Yeah, well, over 1 million.
1 million? Okay, so this is really important because a lot of people don't understand the importance of voter rolls and why they need to be clean. You know, we've heard a lot of people talk about ballot stuffing or ballot trafficking, like the 2,000 mules thing. You can't do that. You can't just add ballots into the tally unless you have corrupted voter rolls, because those ballots have to be assigned to a voter, but at least someone on the roll.
Well, they
so
created a savings account of extra voters that they can use at their will.
Right.
They are doing that. We have the proof. We found the double voting. We've seen the algorithms. Our lead research guy in the New York audit had a peer paper published about his research and what he did. It's been published. It's been approved. It's facts.
what county, where in New York was this all done?
Well, it's been all over the state, but I myself am from Cattaraugus County. I've done a lot of canvassing. I've gone out knocking on doors. I have a list of the people that have been duplicated. I go out and talk to those people individually, get affidavits. So we're verifying what we already know.
So canvassing is really important as well, because what canvassing does is it checks the people who did vote. It makes sure that they voted the way they say they voted, not who they voted for, but whether they voted by mail, whether they voted in person, whether they voted absentee. So you go and basically check to make sure that the votes were entered correctly. So what are you seeing when you go out and you can't canvass? Means like you actually knock on the door and say, hey, did you vote in person? Did you vote by mail? So what are you seeing when you canvass?
When I get out and canvass, I actually ask the voter, because I have their name and I have them as a duplicate registration or more. We have one guy that had 25 voter registrations in New York State. I personally went out and knocked on most of those doors. And of course, the guy he wasn't there. You know, totally fake. But I've talked to a lot of voters who were there. And they, of course, have no idea that they've been duplicated, no idea whatsoever. And when you tell them, they're not very happy about it and they want something done about it. So we're going to town boards with these people and telling the town boards that we have all these people and it's in your town. It's everywhere. It's in every town.
What's the reaction from the government, meaning the township or the county clerks? What kind of reaction are you getting from the people who are responsible for keeping clean voter rolls?
Well, the first reaction is they don't know what to think. I've actually been to the New York State Assembly and they really don't believe it because they don't see it. They don't know. And you start telling them and start showing them proof and slowly they start to begin to realize we're telling the truth.
Well, and I think a lot of people don't realize, especially folks in government and government positions, may not realize how those duplicate votes get entered and what ends up happening. A lot of times, there's multiple ways that it can happen, but one of the ways is a lot of these county clerks or secretaries of state may allow nonprofits to get involved. And actually, they say we're going to let these nonprofits help people register to vote, but in reality, they go in and they duplicate voters.
Yeah, we found, like I said, about 1.3 million duplicated voters. I've talked to a lot of them.
Across the whole state, or is that one county?
State, across the state. So, I've talked to a lot of them personally. They have no idea they've been duplicated. When they find out, they're not happy. We found some of them double voted. We found it. We've proved it.
Do you know how many double votes there are in New York?
I do not. I know there's been a lot of them, and they're still digging out more. I know that's ongoing, the investigation. So there has been a lot of it, and we're going to town boards. We got a letter of resolution where we're asking the town boards to put pressure on the county boards, put pressure on the state legislature to introduce legislation. We want a forensic audit of the 22 election because they didn't fix anything after the 2020 election. So nothing changed. So
That's really interesting. So a lot of folks, I'm really encouraged to hear this. A lot of times when you start doing this work and you dig in, it's very discouraging because you think, holy cow, it's such a mess. I've done a lot of work on elections myself, and it can be overwhelming and daunting thinking like, how are we going to clean this up? How are we going to make our elections clean again? But you're doing it. This is how you do the work.
I just started reading your book, by the way. It's awesome. So
Stealing Your Vote. Check it out.
Yeah. So I just want to say I'm from Michigan, but I've canvassed with him a lot. And
Michigan is a mess too.
Yes. And we're going to bring what we're doing in New York to Michigan and the other states too. But I just want to say when we've gone canvassing, we literally found a man with multiple registrations and one of his addresses was a gas pipe.
What do you mean a gas pipe?
It was a gas pipe owned by a utility company.
What did the address say? Like how gas pipe under the bridge?
So
Yeah.
I'm learning to do real estate investing. So I have access to software. I can pull the county records and look up the information. So I pulled the county records on this particular one. It was a trailer park. And I just happened to notice that one of them didn't have a lot number. And so I said, well, this is weird. And so we did some more digging and we looked and I called it was registered to, what was the name of the utility company?
Niagara Mohawk.
So I called them. Okay, so I called them and they said, yeah, that's our gas pipe.
And somebody lived there.
We went physically, we sent Vicky, she's right over somewhere here, sent her out there and she confirmed by pictures and everything. We found multiple things like that.
Well, we found this same guy that I told you had 25 registrations. The first place I checked was like 6-7 miles from my house. And of course, I didn't know what to expect. I go knock on the door. A lady comes to the door. She doesn't know who I'm talking about. I thought that's odd. So I went to the second address. Turned out that was the parsonage for the United Methodist Church in that town. And the caretaker said, there's no guy by that name that's ever lived here. I have the records for everybody that's lived in this house since the day it was built in 1953. Next stop, I go to another guy, and he didn't have any idea who I'm talking about. So he said, I asked him what was the history of the house. He said, I built the house, and I'm the only person that's ever lived here, and so on and so on and so on with this guy. We found an address where he supposedly was in an empty office building, which you can't vote from an office building anyway. And I mean, it's just totally obvious that this is completely fraudulent.
And all of these people that you're canvassing were people who are on record as having cast ballots in either the 2020 or 2022 election?
Not all of them. We have a lot of them that aren't on record as having cast.
They're just registered voters?
Right. But let me remind you of this fact in New York. There was 338,356 more votes than voters, which means You have to sign in, whether you're voting in person or by absentee ballot or whatever. You have to sign in that you're voting. We had 338,000 more votes than voters. Where did they come from? Maybe that savings count of extra ballots.
So when you say there's more votes than voters, because this is something that's thrown out a lot in the media and people don't really grasp it or understand it. So what record are you looking at when you say the number of votes cast versus the number of voters?
The audit team has the voting records and the registration records of every voter in New York State. And they run them through the computer with filters. They found the double registrations and they found the tally of votes, and then the voters that signed in and the votes that are represented don't match up by 338,000. And furthermore, when they count the votes up at the end of election day, what the county reports about itself and what the state reports about that county is supposed to match. If there's one county that doesn't match what the state says, there's an issue. There's a discrepancy. They're supposed to go back and check that discrepancy before they certify the election.
Well, that's what happened in Michigan. In Wayne County in 2020, Monica Palmer, the Wayne County canvasser, didn't want to certify.
In New York State.
And they got death threats. Yeah. Death threats. And I was watching the live stream that night or listening, and two of them came back and said they didn't want to certify, and it went dead for a few minutes. And then they came back and they certified because they lied to them and told them, oh, you can always change it later.
In New York State, at the end of the 2020 election, there's 62 counties in New York State, and not one of them matched what the state report said, and they certified it.
Wow. Okay. So to give people hope, because that's a lot of information and people might get nervous about it, I'm going to ask you a couple questions. What are you doing to fix it? And then how can people, if they live in New York or they live in Michigan, how can they get involved to help your efforts?
Well, basically, we could use more volunteers. We're covering a lot of ground.
What organization are you with?
The New York State Citizens Audit.
New York State Citizens Audit. If you're in the New York area and want to clean up your elections, contact them.
Check the website, auditny.com. You can get a volunteer form on there. You can volunteer if you're in New York and you want to get involved. We started out with a handful. There's over 2,000 people in that audit now. We're knocking on doors. We're setting up town meetings. We're going to as many town boards as possible. We'd like to go to every single one. I'm doing town board meetings 2 and 3 times a week sometimes. And we're encouraging the town boards to take a look at this problem, sign the letter of resolution, send it up the chain of command until we finally end up in Albany. We've been to Albany. We've addressed the problem out there. And, of course, we're swimming upstream when we go to Albany. But that's okay. We're in it for the long haul.
All right. What about Michigan?
So I've been working with him mostly. We're slowly moving things to Michigan. Okay. But for the moment, auditny.com. And then Randy and I have started a Twitter space. It's at Real NAFC. And what we're doing is we're kind of trying to bring people from both sides of the equation. There's people who think you should register early. There's people who think the machines need to go. And there's all these different, areas that people are coming from. So we're all about getting rid of the machines too. And that's not what auditny.com, that's not what they're about. So we think both need to come together. We need to work it from all angles. So that's what we're doing right now. We're going to be starting a speaking tour soon. We're going to go to VFWs and things like that and, get the veterans involved, hopefully. So for right now, at Real NAFC on Twitter is a good place to find it.
These are great efforts. Thank you guys so much for giving me so much time. The name of the website one more time?
auditny.com.
auditny.com. Check it out. Get involved. Thank you guys. Have fun at the rally. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you guys. And that is a good plug for my book. It came out this year, Stealing Your Vote, the inside story of the 2020 election and what it means for 2024. Check it out. Please educate yourself on the issue. This is one of the most important, if not the most important issue for the 2024 election.
I did something old school the other day. I went to a Barnes & Noble and I saw the Letters to Trump book, right? Oh, yeah. And that was awesome. Yeah. And then I wanted to know, because I was looking for your book. Oh. I did actually order it already on Amazon, so I already have it. But then I wanted to know, is it at Barnes & Noble in hard copy, right? So I asked the lady, I said, can you look up this book? And she looks it up and says, well, we can order it if you want. It wasn't in the building. It's like,
Hopefully it means it's sold out of the building.
no, I think it's, but another thing, you know what I mean?
I have had people send me pictures from Barnes & Noble saying, hey, look, your book's on the table. So where were you in Pennsylvania?
Yes.
Okay, my pictures came from Florida. So it might be different.
It was interesting because, you look at things and you want to make sure. Let's just put it this way. I saw more trans books everywhere than anything, it was whatever. I don't want to go to Barnes & Noble. Hey, Barnes & Noble, good job. Anyway, not for that stuff, though. But anyway, this is Matthew Alvarez and Christina Bobb. We're live here in Erie, Pennsylvania. If you want to follow us on Truth Social, it's at Matthew Alvarez and at Christina Bobb. And go ahead and follow at RSBN. We'll be right back here from Erie, Pennsylvania. President Donald Trump expected to arrive. It's going to be fun.
How in the world could such a small group of people with limited resources change world history? But in fact, that's happening. And it's the power of the truth. The truth is like kryptonite.
Healthcare isn't in some sense working very well. Foster Colson is thinking about this. He's got a new company, an online healthcare platform called The Wellness Company.
Telehealth company called The Wellness Company.
The Wellness Company. TWC.health is the wellness company. The most popular product is the detoxification supplement that features nattokinase. Nattokinase is the only enzyme that we're aware of right now that dissolves the spike protein. Spike protein is loaded in the body with the COVID-19 infection and definitely with the vaccines. We've been completely accurate on the spread of the virus, early treatment, on the deficiencies in hospital care, and now the deaths that are occurring after vaccination. This is a human outrage, and it's occurring at the end of a hypodermic needle. Isn't it interesting? Natural substances combating this man-made disaster.
What's up, guys? My name is Jaden Hurd, and you're watching Right Side Broadcasting Network. I have a new show over there on Rumble that comes out every Tuesday and Friday called Let It Be Heard. What we do is react to videos, we analyze the culture, and we analyze politics from a biblical perspective. I think you're going to enjoy it, so I'll see you over there. God bless.
Wow, it's so soft and smooth.
It's cool to the touch. How did you do that?
Well, we took MyPillow's patented bill and combined it with this new technology that we didn't have back then when I invented MyPillow to bring you the best pillow in history, MyPillow 2.0. Because of all of you, MyPillow 2.0 has been a huge success. And now we're bringing you our best-selling Go Anywhere MyPillows with the same temperature regulating technology. Made with my patented adjustable fill and brand new cooling fabric, they're truly the next generation of MyPillow. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save over 60% on our MyPillow 2.0 4-pack special. You'll get 2 MyPillows and 2 Go Anywhere MyPillows, regular $259.92, now only $99.98. King size just $10 more. This is a limited time offer, so please order now.
Hello, this is Mike Huckabee. President Trump said he wants to take back the White House and teach our kids to love our country. That's why my team created the Kids Guide to President Trump. It'll teach your kids all about President Trump's accomplishments and his vision for America. And right now, I want to give it to you for free as part of this free gift bundle.
To order your free Kids Guide to President Trump gift bundle, just visit freetrumpbundle.com. That's freetrumpbundle.com.
To Right Side Broadcasting, this is live coverage from Erie, Pennsylvania. There are thousands and thousands of people here ready to see President Trump speak. Now, the schedule is as follows. 4 o'clock, the program will start. There's about 4 or 5 speakers before President Trump takes to the stage. He's expected at 6 o'clock. Of course, sometimes he's a bit running behind schedule, not because of his doing. He has to say hello to a number of people. And you know what's really awesome is when he takes those photos with law enforcement from all across the country. Isn't that interesting that in a fake Biden administration, the actual patriots of this nation, the great we the people, are standing with Donald Trump? Let's cut through the crap. Let's cut through all this junk and say and realize the rhinos are against us. The Democrats are against us. The globalists, the Marxists, the communists, the technocrats, they're against freedom. They're against the Constitution. They're against Jesus. They're against the Bible, right? We don't want this stuff stolen from us. So that's why President Trump is doing what he's doing and doing it as he does the best, because he wants to make America great again. And of course, today's speech is going to be awesome, not only because the president's going to speak about a number of things, truth, right? A number of policies from Agenda 47. You got a lot of people here that want to let out a roar for the country, for the president. It'll be electrifying inside, guaranteed, because this is an arena, right? 9,000 seats, 9,000 capacity. That's just with the seats alone. And Christina was just talking about the capacity here. There's 9,000 seats, but then the floor seats, I mean, that's another maybe 2,000 people.
Yeah, it has a lot of capacity. It depends on how it's configured. Because like if it's arena football, I think it's more. If it's hockey, it's a little bit less, depending on that. But I anticipate it to be maxed out just looking at the number of people that are already out front. And they haven't even opened the doors yet. So I think it'll look good.
Yeah, it's going to be a primetime event because you think about it, right now, there's no college football, right? There's not a lot of sports going on. It's a Saturday after yet another 3 indictments, 4 indictments, or no, sorry, 3 or 4 charges in the one indictment.
Right.
You know, come on. People want to see what the president's going to say. Yeah. But also what we're going to show the left and the mainstream media is that there are tens of thousands of people, and here will be about 15,000, cheering for the president, echoing what a lot of people are cheering for across this great land and I believe across the world. I mean, the amount of freedom lovers that are out there, right?
Absolutely. And the thing that's so amazing about Donald Trump that I think people really rally behind him for is he's just unstoppable. Stuff that would take out any other politician or any other person really doesn't really faze him at all. Not just does it doesn't even stop it. Not only does it not stop him, it doesn't seem to faze him as a person. He just takes it and is like, I'm still going. I'm still going to be in the White House. I'm still going to be in the White House. And he is. And the American people believe it. The American people know he's coming back to the White House, which is why they're all out here, which is why they're giving up a Saturday to spend time, what was the rain. Thankfully, it's not raining anymore. But to spend time outside, you know, waiting to get into the arena. They love the fact that he's just a fighter. He doesn't care about what the establishment is throwing at him, which it's so refreshing and unique to see a politician, one, not care what the establishment thinks, and two, capable of taking on the establishment. Because I'm sure all around the country, there have been other people who have been running for office saying, I don't care what the establishment thinks, and they get crushed. Right. But they can't crush Donald Trump. And it's really fun. It's really fun to have a fighter in your corner, which Donald Trump is, who's winning. And I know it doesn't look, they're like, oh, he's getting indicted. They can't take him down. They can't take him down. And that's really fun. And everybody likes that underdog.
2 words come to mind: Teflon Don.
Teflon Don.
Right?
That's a good one. Yeah.
I mean, that's the truth right there. Let's take a live look right now at the crowd here to your right as we thank one of our sponsors here at Right Side Broadcasting Network, Damar Hamlin, Jamie Foxx, and now Bronny James. We all know what's going on here, although the mainstream media doesn't want to say it. Meanwhile, Dr. Peter McCullough and doctors on President Trump's advisory committee in 2020 who were censored for recommending ivermectin and hydrochloroquine are still saving lives every day. These doctors have come together to bring you the Wellness Company. Now, the most common question Dr. McCullough and his Wellness Company gets is, how do I get spike protein out of my body and protect myself going forward? Well, spike protein is the legacy of COVID and the vaccines, and it's linked to all kinds of long-term health issues, most infamously for causing people to quote unquote die suddenly. Spike protein can also be shed from one person to another. So recent reports show that major food producers are now beginning to actually inject mRNA spike-based vaccines into the food you eat. So as we fight to make America great again, you need to be taking steps to protect yourself from toxic spike protein in the environment. The Wellness Company's Spike Support Formula is actually the only product on the market that combines ingredients researched for their ability to destroy spike protein in your body and block it from binding to your cells. So all you gotta do is get yourself the Wellness Company's Spike Support Formula. All you gotta do now is to feel your best, of course, and stay that way through the Wellness Company. Go to makecaregreatagain.com. That's makecaregreatagain.com to escape the government-run healthcare model and feel better than ever with a bottle of Spike Support. That is really great here because all you got to do is use a code RSBN to save 15% off that order. That's makecaregreatagain.com, code RSBN at checkout for 15% off. Protect yourself and your family today, and God bless America.
That stuff always interests me. I heard, a similar advertisement for how to cleanse your post-vaccine or whatever. And thankfully, I'm not vaccinated, but it's interesting. Like, oh, how do you cleanse your body? You want to get healthy or whatever. And I saw one that was like, oh, you can get rid of all the spike protein and all the impurities by fasting, which I've heard fasting is a really good thing to do, which it sounded great. And I tried it for like 3 hours. I could not do it. I was like, okay, maybe I need to study this.
No fasting for.
No, I was like, oh, I didn't make it to lunch, but I tried.
No, I hear you. Yeah, fasting is no joke, but sometimes spiritually it's actually a good thing too. Yeah. So I'm not vaccinated either, but I do have ivermectin and hydrochloroquine because these doctors that are on the left and there's the left-wing media and Dr. Fauci, the enemy himself, right? Is against the things that are going to help people. Isn't that interesting?
Well, yeah, I mean, they want to help themselves by making people sick and keeping themselves relevant, which of course is the antithesis of medicine, right?
Yeah, 100%. I was just listening to this song that just came up.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this is this is Luke Bryan. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I was going through my Nashville kind of like Rolodex. I was like, is that? Yeah, it's Luke Bryan. Anyway, it is going to be a party here in Erie, Pennsylvania, for President Trump and for the Constitution. Who knew that politics, right, could be actually such a good time when it comes to having a great leader that is the leader of the free world, Donald J. Trump.
Yeah, and who would have thought that conservatives would be the cool party? I mean, this is the first time really in my adult life that conservatives are actually the fun, cool ones. Our party really had, and I think this goes back to just standing up for your values, speaking your voice, and actually being honest and true to yourself. Because for most of my adult life, conservatives have been very wishy-washy and really just kind of cowered to whatever the left wanted them to cower to. And naturally, people shy away from that. It's not attractive. It's not assertive of a good leader. And so the American population just thought conservatives were weak, which they were. And they've been proven right. But when you have someone as strong as Donald Trump who comes out and is like, I don't care if you don't like my tweets. I don't care if you don't like what I'm going to say. I'm going to say it anyway because it's the truth. Americans can go, okay, I can get behind this guy. This is a good conservative. And now the whole movement, the conservatives are the ones that are funny. We've got the best memes. We've got, all of the best stuff on social media. It's just really interesting to see how it's kind of flipped.
I mean, talents and gifts that are given to us by God and then using them for God, for success, of course, not to have that, for conservative values. And we're all coming like out of the woodworks, right? Let's be real. I mean, I was in mainstream media and I just was like, after 20 years of that, man, I mean, if you said something like any of these people would say, or even what I've been saying here about ivermectin or hydrochloroquine or the president, obviously you get either fired or whatever, but it's just good to be on the right side of things. And that's what I love about Right Side Broadcasting. We're a network that is standing for pro-free speech, pro-Trump, pro-conservative values, and pro-freedom. I mean, freedom at the end of the day, sometimes people get very eloquent with their speech, right? I know sometimes I'm not so eloquent with my speech, but I will thank you. I would say, though, at the end of the day, we all want freedom.
We all want freedom, and we all want to feel like we have a backbone and stand up for something. And so I think this whole divide of woke versus non-woke, which now is woke versus MAGA, right? It gives not just conservatives, but all Americans a place to say, I can stand up for what I believe in. I mean, we would joke now the tide is turning, but we would joke that it's okay to wear a Harris Biden shirt or it's okay to wear a BLM shirt out in public, but you can't wear a Trump shirt or you can't wear a MAGA shirt because that's offensive. Right. It's like, who cares if it offends people? Just do it. And now that's starting to happen. It's starting to take shape where people are just saying, no, my values are just as important as yours. So I don't have to cower or cave. And it's shifting things. So I don't even want to call them brave. It sounds silly calling people brave, willing to say what they think. Right. The brave people like yourself are actually coming forward and actually going to a place of prominence because this whole, are you going to be woke or are you not going to be woke is causing people who aren't willing to stand up for their values to actually shrink back.
Facts over feelings, right? Facts over fear. I mean, the truth sets you free. At the end of the day, the truth sets you free. And that's what we're talking about here. Talking about God, we're talking about the Constitution. And these are what America's all about, as we know. I know I'm preaching to the choir right here, but it's great to see a lot of people standing up. I mean, we're talking about the majority of the country easily. When President Trump walks into a UFC arena, right? They're not chanting, "Where's Biden?"
Right.
They're chanting FJB. Let's be real.
Yeah. Oh, Donald Trump is so unique in that he can go anywhere. He can go anywhere, and he's just the coolest guy in the room. And no matter what he does, and that's what's so great about his rallies and his presentation. Nobody puts on a show the way Donald Trump does, and that's why the left hates him so much. Is because wherever he goes, people are just like, that guy's cool. I want to be a part of what he's doing, and they can't compete with that.
Especially the fact that he stands for truth. I think that's why every time he sticks to the stage, you hear that chant from us, we the people, right? We're chanting, "We love you," right? We're chanting, "We love you." Why do we love Trump so much? Is it just because he was awesome at The Apprentice? Is it just because he was I'm going to just say a badass, as a mogul in real estate and all that, and he still is. It's not just those things. It's because he stands for the truth. And we resonate with the truth. We want the truth. We want freedom, and so that's why people say those things.
Yeah, and he's the only politician who has gotten poorer being in office. You look at all of the people that we can name, particularly Joe Biden and Hunter Biden, who are taking money to affect their policy decision or affect Biden's policies. Donald Trump isn't doing that. He doesn't do that. And it's cost him so much money. And, now he's got the Department of Justice after him, and they're trying to prosecute him. And he has so many attacks that I think all it's doing is highlighting to the American people, okay, if the established political class hates this man so much, maybe I like him. Yeah. And I think a lot of people are really coming around to say, okay, he's cool. I like it. Like, they're giving him street cred. They're making him relatable to the American people. And it's just so interesting to see, with the resume that you just described of him with The Apprentice and real estate and everything that he's done, being a billionaire, you would think that he would not relate to the American people, but he really, really does. And not only does he relate to the American people relate to him. Right. They feel like, oh, he gets me. He understands me. And they like that about him. And that's why we've got the thousands of people out here. Right. Because, they think that he can understand them.
And the line has been drawn in the sand in this country and around the world, in my opinion. I mean, you look at Jair Bolsonaro out of Brazil. You look at the prime minister in Italy, Hungary. These are free nations, free countries. So Donald Trump, Jair Bolsonaro, other leaders, right? Anybody that's standing for truth and freedom, we're rallying behind. Yeah. I mean, I'm always a proponent of saying positive things about the president because there's millions of things to say about him. Right. But it's awesome that there are other people that are standing for America first, like Carrie Lake or Mike Lindell, right? Or a number of other people out there, MTG, all these people. They understand what the president's all about. That's why they're behind him.
Yeah. And funny, I know he's another presidential candidate, but I really like what RFK Jr. is saying. And to me, it's funny. I mean, I feel bad because I really like him. I think he's doing really great things. I think he's a true American Democrat. And he's getting censored by his own party, and he's having his own party impact his ability to run his race. I mean, I think he is speaking truth. He unfortunately is just in the Democrat Party.
That's what it is. That your point is awesome right there, because RFK Jr. standing for truth in a number of facets, right? And so they're just coming against it. So I mean. Okay, so now that we understand that, right? That's almost like, okay, we get that. And we could talk about this all day long. So what do we do moving forward? What are the things you think that'll help the patriots of this nation and freedom fighters around the world to win this thing in 24, but also to keep freedom, the fabric of this great nation?
I mean, I'm biased in this because election integrity is like my issue, yes. But get involved in securing your local elections, right? People don't realize how important your local county officials are. Who is your county clerk? Who are your county commissioners or supervisors? They're called different titles depending on where you live. Figure out who they are and talk to them. Send them an email, call their office and say, hey, I want to talk to you. I wanted to figure out like how you're running our election. There's probably an organization somewhere in your area that already has a lot of that going on. Get involved with them. Knock doors like the gentleman that we talked to earlier. Do a canvas, be a part of a group that's canvassing your local elections. We need, depending on where you're at, these organizations are going to need canvassers. They're going to need people to scrub the voter rolls, meaning looking through the voter rolls, matching up with records to make sure they're actual addresses. Contact county officials, make sure the county officials understand problems that you see or that your organization sees. So get in touch with either your county GOP or find an organization in your local area that is doing election integrity. Get involved and become part of the solution. If you don't know where to start, Mike Lindell has done a great job at causeofamerica.org. That's CAUSE, causeofamerica.org. And he'll just put you in touch with someone in your area. He really just has created a network of people that are working on election integrity in every single precinct. He is in touch. Mike Lindell, great patriot, is in touch with every single precinct in the United States. That's fascinating.
And next month, which is right around the corner, August, he has a huge event going on as well. Yeah. So, he's doing awesome things. What a great, awesome patriot in the sense of being a CEO and owner, and then, kicking butt for the American people. Let's take a live look right now as the sun is finally coming out here in Erie, Pennsylvania. This is after a few hours of rain.
It is after a few hours of rain. I thought it was going to start raining again right there. It's kind of sunny, which is nice. Yeah. That's finally coming out.
It's gorgeous right now. We're waiting on around maybe the next 5 or 10 minutes. The doors will open here at the Erie Insurance Arena. And letting the Patriots go inside for the start of the program, which begins at 4 p.m. And then from there, President Trump will speak around 6 o'clock. And actually, they're opening the doors right now as you hear the crowd cheering a little bit. The sun pops out. The people go in. It's a great Saturday here in the Keystone State.
Absolutely. It's a great day to be at a Trump rally. If you're anywhere near Erie, Pennsylvania, please come to the Erie Insurance Arena. Join us to watch President Trump live. He speaks at 6 p.m. tonight. There's going to be speakers starting at 4. I do have that list. I'll pull that up in a second.
I know one of them is the Honorable Carla Sands, the ambassador to Denmark, will be speaking right before the president. And then there are a number of other speakers as well, mainly from Congress that are representing districts in Pennsylvania. Of course, every time the president goes to a different state, you have a great patriots around. Sean Parnell also.
Man, you're good. You just stole. I was just going to tell everybody, but you just
There's a few more, Christina.
There are a few more. Okay, so we've got Charlie Bailey. He's the Erie County Councilman for District 6. You've got John Nygaard, who's the Color Guard Coordinator. Jake Banta is going to be doing the anthem. He's from the Pennsylvania State. He's a Pennsylvania State Representative from the House. You've got Sean Parnell, as you mentioned, combat veteran and best-selling author. Carla Sands, as you mentioned, the ambassador to Denmark for President Trump. You've got Fred Keller, the former U.S. representative from Pennsylvania District 12. Dan Moiser, the U.S. representative from Pennsylvania's District 9. And then Mike Kelly, U.S. representative from District 16. Mike Kelly, if you remember, he was one of the brave patriots who actually filed lawsuit about the 2020 election and the ballots that were used, saying that it was illegal. And so he was one of the great election integrity patriots during the 2020 election. So it is a great lineup, a lot of really great. I love it when there's so many good local people that can come out to this.
And that's all that shows that it's not just one person. It's not just Donald Trump. He's leading the whole thing. Let's take a look at this lady's shirt right here. Pro-gun, pro-God, pro-flag, pro-Trump. Isn't that awesome? I'm not politically correct. I am correct. Once again, pro-God, pro-gun, pro-flag, and pro-Trump. Let's go talk to her. Why not? How you doing? What's your name?
Kelly.
Kelly, nice to meet you. Where'd you get that shirt?
Online, actually, through a Trump organization. Yeah.
And obviously, you believe in each of those things.
We need our country back. Absolutely.
What's your concern, though, right now? Is it that your freedoms are going to be taken? Is it?
We're going to be baby China. I think we've been sold off, and that they're going to take us over from the inside without throwing a shot.
In Canada, right? We're not too far from Toronto.
They're kind of scary up there. You know, they're pretty gone socialism so much as it is, and we have nobody around us to help us. It's just us, and we don't have a government that'll take care of us. They're selling us out. There's more about them power and money and greed than there is. Sorry, I get real political. Than there is about America, and I think the silent majority, we're speaking up. We're telling people, hey, you know, Bud Light, you can't do this crap. Target, forget it. We're shutting you down. Disney, see you later. Because we want them people to know that we are Americans and we believe in our Constitution, our rights. We believe in our country, and we want our politicians to believe in our country.
I believe in all of the things you just spoke about. Is this your first Trump rally?
Yes, it is.
How pumped are you?
I'm so excited. We just came in from Florida, and when I read it, I was like, oh my Trump rally in Erie? I'm so excited. Yeah. Nobody would come with me, and I dragged 2 of the neighbors in the area to come. Yeah.
Neighbors, come on over real quick. Hello, are you trying to get them to watch us live right now?
My wife's watching this on live on video. Hey, how you doing?
Nice Trump hat. So you're from Pennsylvania as well?
Yes, I am.
You said you're coming from Florida?
Yes. I'm originally from Pennsylvania, lived in Kentucky for a long time, and we've just become residents of Florida for retirement.
We have Buffalo, New York in the house. The great MAGA King. Great shirt.
Thank you. Yes, got to support the king.
So what's more, the King Jesus than the King Trump? How about it, right?
Exactly. You are so correct. Yes, King Jesus first, and then King Trump.
And even it was so cool. President Trump said that one time too at an event, right? He says, you know, he knows that he's famous. He goes, I'm not the most famous in the world, right? He said, Jesus Christ is.
Jesus Christ. Thank God for that.
Amen.
We have
Amen.
a leader who knows who to put first.
Come on now, I hear you. So one quick question for you. So you're a Buffalo Bills fan, yeah?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so Buffalo Bills fan and the Sabres. So at the arena for the Sabres, at the stadium for the Bills, it's exciting, right? But have you been to one of these events?
No, we can't wait. We've been waiting for it to get close to us. There's a lot of patriots in New York. I actually put out on Truth, please, President Trump, come to New York. There's a lot of us there that support him.
And it's so cool. We're very close to New York right here in Erie.
I know. Well, that's why we came. My sister here, she said, look, I got a confirmation. I said, we're there. We left early this morning, and I love her hat. She got a really cool hat. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I am an 11 out of 10. I cannot wait. I'm so excited.
I know.
We're so excited. Yeah.
We can't wait to see him. There's so many patriots in the crowd here. We love it.
Looking forward to it. USA. Well, there you go. Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, yeah, so Buffalo fans, as some of you are watching are from Buffalo, you know it. You travel to all the stadiums around the country for your NFL team, the Bills. But I was thinking about that today, and I'm like, it's going to be a rowdy crowd here because Buffalo fans are great. I'm not a Bills fan, 49ers fan, but that's another story. Anyway, how you doing?
I'm great. I'm happy to be here. How are you?
Yeah, where are you from? What's your name?
I've been to a few of these. Thank you.
So, yeah, there's some more Patriots to talk to.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what's your name? Where are you from?
Dave Danowski, Erie.
You're okay. You're local.
Yeah, 10 minutes from here.
Okay, fantastic. What brought you out today?
Trump.
Is there something about him that you want to see, or you just are curious? Have you been to a Trump rally before?
No, I've been so excited when I saw this online.
Okay, you guys are in for a treat. Are you excited?
Oh yeah.
What is it about Donald Trump that you like?
He loves our
Just a lot of his ideas. I mean, they're better. You know, I'm a Democrat. I probably haven't voted Democratic in years
Since Clinton.
because they just don't represent me anymore.
Interesting. So you're not woke.
No, far
I
from
am
it.
awake.
Why is our country representing 1% or less of the nation? That's just ridiculous.
Is there a specific policy about Donald Trump that like that's my issue? I like that, or you just like him overall?
Well, the policies we're under right now are just killing our economy. I'm sorry. I thought we were moving towards clean energy as it was. We didn't need to force it down everybody's throat. And I don't think, Trump doesn't do that. I mean, our economy is moving. It was fine.
Oh, you're right. He had us energy independent. He was doing great for the farmers. What industry are you in, or what did you work in?
I'm retired, but I worked for, we built aircraft parts.
Okay. So what do you think of I'm sorry, I don't know exactly what you did with it, but what do you think of the aircraft parts industry today?
Well, it's probably still doing okay, but the military probably isn't. Under this administration, the military's been cut. And we did a lot of military parts.
So in the military, I'm a United States Marine. I served in the Marine Corps, and thank you. And I'm curious your thoughts about the latest push on transgender ideology in the military. You don't like it?
No.
There's no place for it in the military.
No place for it, especially because they want taxpayers to pay for it.
Or these people like you and everybody else volunteered. They don't need that. And I think it's being shoved down their throat also. And that's not right.
But don't you think if someone's going to go fight in war and they feel like a woman, it's important to let them paint their nails?
That's different. That's fine.
I'm just kidding. I was being sarcastic.
People are allowed to believe or feel however they want. I mean, that's what we fight for and do, right?
But to the point that you made, I was kind of being sarcastic about it, but is the military the place we want to make that?
Really, it's not the place for it. I mean, if that's the way they feel, fine, but they still signed up to do whatever
Specific job.
Exactly.
Well, what do you think about the border being all the way up here in Pennsylvania? Do you have strong feelings about the border, even though you're in Pennsylvania?
I'm sure we have them here, but I mean, we have planes fly. I don't know if they're flying in here, but I hear planes all the time, and they're not scheduled planes for an year. We only get like 3-4 planes a day, if that. And I'm hearing more and more of them. So I don't know.
Do you think we need to close the border?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I mean, we have, I mean, our immigration laws aren't great, but they're at least there and we should be enforcing them.
They're trying to make this Erie County, they're trying to make Erie County a sanctuary county.
Oh, do you want Erie to be a sanctuary?
No.
I don't want any part of sanctuary counties.
We've got some kids that love Trump over here. Here.
What station is this?
RSPN. Back up.
Where's that at? Where are you out of?
Here, if you can.
Yeah, that's too tight.
There.
Can't get it.
That's terrible.
Sorry, I was trying to move the barricade. If you can move it,
One won't work.
because it's bent. All right.
That too.
I was trying to move it for you. If you can get it, go ahead and do it. I'll tell them to come fix it. Hey, good. How are you? Do you have a minute? Can you chat? You can. Sure, you can. I was trying to sneak an interview in. Okay. I was trying to sneak an interview in, but I wasn't able to get it. But let's take another look at the crowd. Oh, that's a good idea, actually. Can I do an interview? Are you okay with it? Okay, we can't resist. You guys are so cute. So where are you from? Who wants to start?
We're from outside of Buffalo, New York.
Okay. And how long did it take you to get here from Buffalo?
It was about 2 hours, hour and 45 minutes or so.
Okay. And I got to ask, how old are you guys?
I'm 11. I'm 7. I'm 6.
I am 9.
I'm 9.
And are you guys excited to see Donald Trump today?
Oh, yeah.
What are you most excited to see about Donald Trump today?
Everything. He's just the best.
Do you consider yourselves MAGA?
Yeah. Yeah.
What does it mean to be MAGA to you?
Everything.
Everything? Okay.
Everything.
Do you like President Trump's plane, Trump Force One?
Yeah.
It's super cool, huh? I've got to ask, do you like the flag on the back of the plane? Have you seen it? It's painted on the tail. Have you seen that? Okay, you've got to see that. It's painted super cool. It's painted in like a wavy, like it looks like it's waving. Keep an eye out for it. What do you want to see from Donald Trump today?
I don't know. Cool stuff.
Are you hoping when you guys get in that you get to do the wave with everybody in the arena?
Yeah.
And you're going to yell really loud?
What are you going to chant?
We love Trump. 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 And let's go. Let's go. Let's go, Brandon. Let's go. Let's go, Brandon. Let's go.
All right. Raising your kids right. Thank you, guys. Yeah, thank you.
And now we're here. So.
Oh, yeah. So is this your first Trump rally?
This is our first Trump rally. Yes.
Oh, fantastic.
Close enough, for New York. And with the kids, it's hard to venture out. But yeah, it was a good trip. It was a perfect opportunity to come.
Oh,
and
awesome.
Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for coming. Enjoy the rally. All right. We are going to have a great rally today. It's so fun to see young kids getting excited about Donald Trump. We've got parents raising conservative kids right who love America and love Donald Trump. And Matthew's back. Hang on.
Just getting the press pass over there. Just, everybody that's working here doing a great job,
And that's another thing that Donald Trump does. People don't realize it. Donald Trump does everything with excellence, including his staff. And I want to give I am part of his staff, but I want to give a big shout out to his staff that run the rally. Both Justins, Danny, Andrew, the folks on the ground, the folks running the press check-in, all of the check-ins. Really, from start to finish, they do a fantastic job. They're always friendly and smiling and make you feel like you're the most important person there. He really is. He's not just this showman, but he really is great about hospitality. And if you come to a Trump rally, you will feel welcomed, important, and they will absolutely do what they can to help you enjoy it.
Yeah, I think I've said this before, but I think he's really going to let his quote unquote hair down today, how he just delivers his message. Yeah. Of course, there's going to be serious talking points and sharing Agenda 47, but also talking about the jokes that he has sometimes with, the names he has for all of these different kind of leftists and rhinos and that kind of thing. Before we continue, let's take another live look at the crowd. We have a great sponsor we want to talk to you about. You might have heard this earlier in the broadcast, but if you haven't, check this out. We know that Birch Gold is doing a great job out there for patriots across this great land, and we are days away from the 22nd annual Durbin Accord. So this is the greatest threat to the U.S. dollar's global dominance in the past 80 years. Check it out. On August 22nd, BRICS, the nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, they're actually expected to announce the launch of a new international super currency, fully backed by gold or other commodities. So it's all part of their long-term plan to supplant the U.S. and the dollar as cornerstones of the global financial system. So how can you protect your IRA or 401k from the fallout from this landmark announcement? Diversify with gold from Birch Gold Group. Historically, gold has been a safe haven in times of uncertainty, which of course is right now. So you can get a free info kit on gold IRAs and decide for yourself if a tax-sheltered retirement account backed by physical precious metals is right for you. Text the word RSBN to 989898. There is a monumental shift happening among nations that control 1/3 of the world's GDP. So this whole thing, this Durbin Accords, it kicks off on August 22nd. So arm yourself with information to protect your retirement savings. Text RSBN to the number 989898. Claim your free info kit from Birch Gold. Well, it is 1:36 here Eastern Time in Erie County and Erie, Pennsylvania. And we are waiting actually the door's obviously already opened, doing a lot of security checks. That's one thing. I mean, the security, not only Secret Service, but there's so many other agencies around. And as I was mentioned before, isn't it cool when the president gets off of Trump Force One, takes those photos with all those law enforcement that just love the president?
He's so good about that. He's so good about respecting law enforcement. And I think it's genuine. He's not one to bluster or, he doesn't fake it well, right? Like, you generally know exactly what Donald Trump thinks about everything. And he's incredibly sincere, especially when it comes to law enforcement and taking care of first responders.
Exactly. And yeah, we're looking here. I mean, we've got at least 3,000 people around the corner. And this is, several hours before he even speaks. I mean, this happens a lot, but it's great to see in every corner of this country. Yeah. It's not like it's just red states either. In blue states, unfortunately, this became a blue state with Shapiro and Fetterman and all that. And then, we of course wanted Mastriano to win this one here as the governor. But look, patriots in a blue state.
Yeah, absolutely. These are people who love Donald Trump. They love the president. They came out to support. And, it's exciting to see everyone out here. You've got folks that probably, even here, seeing folks that can't stand. But the great part about this rally is that it's indoors in an arena. So they've got seats here. So more people will be seated than at a typical rally. So I'm excited about that. I think it's going to be a really good rally. I think the crowd is riled up. Of course, you got to love the playlist. Donald Trump himself picks these playlists. And, I think he's really looking forward to this rally today. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah, sure is. And what I was saying before about Pennsylvania being a blue state, also purple in a way too, right? A ton of patriots. I mean, there's 12 million people in the state of Pennsylvania, and It seems like it's just that pocket of Philadelphia and some of Pittsburgh and some of this county here in Erie that have any kind of blue going on. But you know what? Isn't it interesting that Democrats, as you were saying before and others were saying, they're starting to say, I have to decide now. This is not about what I was brought up on, maybe being brainwashed on the left or something. This is, it's either you choose. You want truth or you want lies.
Right. And that's like the gentleman I spoke to in the line here. He's like, I'm a Democrat, but they're pushing me out of the party. I can't continue to vote Democrat because, they don't align with my ideals. He's not woke. And he said the Democrat Party is catering to a very small percentage of the population that's completely radicalized, and he doesn't support it. And so I think we're seeing a lot of people make that shift.
Always good to see that shift. It's gorgeous out here. Yesterday it was quite humid and hot, and that storm came through. Now we got a light breeze. It's about maybe 75 here in Erie, Pennsylvania right now. And just kind of like a calm before the storm, right? I mean, it's going to be awesome as Phil Collins' best part of the song plays right now.
We should re-enter the scene right now. I'm expecting a really good turnout. I'm expecting great things inside. Of course, President Trump's speech is always going to be great. He was in Iowa last night, speaking to folks. And Brian Glenn actually will be joining us. Brian, I'm sure you're watching on your way here. We're looking forward to seeing you arrive. But Brian was covering that in Iowa last night, and he's transitioning over here to Pennsylvania to join us. It was great. A great turnout. He had a great speech. Lots of really great social media clips came of it as well. People are really excited about the things he has to say. And it's funny because he's just saying simple things like, I will ban men from participating in women's sports. And the crowd goes crazy. And it's like, who would have thought that was something that needed to even be said? And then when it did need to be said, no one was willing to say it. So, enter Donald Trump. He says it and everyone loves him for it.
Isn't it awesome? I mean, within 10 minutes, because they were giving all the candidates just that 10 minutes to speak yesterday. But all he says is one line, another zinger, another one, and everybody's, cheering and chanting. I mean, it's awesome to see. Yeah. Brian's obviously coming from Buffalo down here to Erie, so a couple-hour drive on the way here. He, as you said, was just in Iowa. What a great correspondent he is and a host. I mean, the things that he's able to do, stand there and talk for an hour straight, no teleprompter, no script. And he's yet another awesome person that went from the mainstream media, said, you know what, forget those guys, right? Yeah. Step over here on this side. And then you were already in conservative media with OAN.
I've only been in conservative media. Brian is fantastic. He's gifted in the way I think few people are gifted in this particular industry. And not only I love him because he's conservative and I share his political views, but he works so hard and he does such a good job talking, especially without someone else to talk to. Like you and I can do this, going back and forth, but he will do it by himself like he did in Iowa the other night and just talk and keep going and keep it interesting. And he's got great energy and I know the viewers love him. Hang on, viewers. He's coming. He'll be here shortly. He'll be joining us. So Brian's on his way and he's great for RSBN.
And might as well talk about Vanessa Broussard as well, doing the same thing. Yeah. I mean, she has covered an event with President Trump right there by herself doing it because she was also in mainstream media. I've done it at least one time by myself. Whoa, it's definitely interesting when you're standing there for 2 or 3 hours. But at the end of the day, it's because it's coming from the heart. It's not difficult to really speak from the heart and resonate with the American people.
It actually is really hard, I think.
Well, you think it's hard? Okay, I think it's. I don't know.
It's easy. It's easy to resonate, but doing it for hours straight, that's really hard. Right. I totally agree with you. But you run out of things to say, or you feel like you're being repetitive, and I don't know. I think Brian and Vanessa and yourself, that you guys have a lot of corporate media experience. I think it's great. I think y'all do things. I do very well interacting with folks. I have a hard time doing that by myself.
I gotcha. But she still did it though on OAN. But anyway.
No, I never did this. No, when you're
live doing some coverage for Arizona coverage.
Yeah, of course. But you're live for 5 to 7 minutes. When you're standing there for 2 hours, I'm like, well, what else do you want me to say? No, I did a lot of hits, but only for minutes at a time.
And if you want to follow Christina Bobb on Truth Social, go ahead at Christina Bobb. I'm Matthew Alvarez. I love Truth Social. I think it's so cool having a community of believers, of people that are for MAGA, for the country, for freedom. And we all get to kind of talk with each other on there. And also all the podcasters that are out there, right? Yeah, isn't it Flyover
Conservative, Steak for Breakfast. There's a bunch of them out there. We've got Citizens Podcast, Drinking Brothers is one of my favorites. There's a bunch of really great podcasts.
And then great
out there.
news agencies like the Gateway Pundit and that kind of thing. But that's what's awesome. We're all on the same team. I get we got to compete in a way of business or whatever. But the thing that's awesome, again, about Right Side, 2015, boom, right out of the gate. Donald Trump, that's what people wanted to see. And that's what we're showing them because we are on the same team.
And the interesting advent about all of these podcasts, I know it's kind of the current joke that, everybody's got a podcast these days, but I think it's fantastic. And I think one of what's so important about the advent of the podcast community is that it's decentralizing media. I mean, it used to be, it still is a little bit, but it's shifting, that Fox, MSNBC, and CNN were the voices. They were the only voice that people had if you wanted to hear news. And that's not really true anymore. Certainly, they still have probably the biggest voices in corporate media, but that is waning. And then especially with the departure of Tucker, now Tucker doing his show on Twitter, media is decentralizing, which is really, really important. And it's great because voices that you otherwise wouldn't hear, people are now starting to tune into because they're like, I don't want the same stuff I've been listening to that's feeding me lies. I want to find someone who I actually resonate with and listen to them. And that's what's happening. So I love the fact that there's, 100 podcasts out there that I love. And, I love going on the shows and I love hearing them give their perspective because we need to decentralize as much as we can.
100%. Truth sells.
Yeah.
It never used to sell so much, but now it's selling. The people want that.
Yeah.
So they're going to Right Side Broadcasting Network. They're going to a few podcasts that are out there. I mean, there's a number of us that are speaking out that are actually very talented, very quality, in what they're saying and the video clips and some of the words. I mean, DC Drano. I mean, we can go on, Carly Bond, all those people. It's just awesome.
Yeah, and it's a great community of conservatives. And the fun part about it is these are just people speaking like DC Drano you mentioned, Rogan O'Hanley. He just started going on social media, giving his views, and he's got, a few million followers. And it's just interesting that with the way social media is today, you can do that. Like you can actually have a voice in a way that I think just the average person would not have had before. So, I think it's great. Truth. Thank you, Donald Trump, for Truth. That's a fantastic place and Devin Nunes. Yes. There's a lot of opportunity that, we didn't have a few years ago.
Remember that. And thank God for Rumble as well. You're probably watching us right here on Right Side Broadcasting on Rumble or on our website. Truth Social, of course, our SBN is one to follow there. We're going to go to a commercial break now. We're going to have some live coverage from inside the arena here at the Erie Insurance Arena. I'm Matthew Alvarez. We'll see you in a second.
How in the world could such a small group of people with limited resources change world history? But in fact, that's happening. And it's the power of the truth. The truth is like kryptonite.
Healthcare isn't in some sense working very well. Foster Colson is thinking about this. He's got a new company, an online healthcare platform called the Wellness Company.
Telehealth company called the Wellness Company.
The Wellness Company.
TWC.Health is the wellness company. The most popular product is the detoxification supplement that features nattokinase. Nattokinase is the only enzyme that we're aware of right now that dissolves the spike protein. Spike protein is loaded in the body with the COVID-19 infection and definitely with the vaccines. We've been completely accurate on the spread of the virus, early treatment, on the deficiencies in hospital care, and now the deaths that are occurring after vaccination. This is a human outrage, and it's occurring at the end of a hypodermic needle. Isn't it interesting? Natural substances combating this man-made disaster.
What's up, guys? My name is Jaden Hurd, and you're watching Right Side Broadcasting Network. I have a new show over there on Rumble that comes out every Tuesday and Friday called Let It Be Heard. What we do is react to videos, we analyze the culture, and we analyze politics from a biblical perspective. I think you're going to enjoy it, so I'll see you over there. God bless.
Right Side Broadcasting is known for panning the crowds, showing the packed arenas, and allowing you to see the truth. They've covered hundreds of rallies, briefings, marches, CPAC, and the historic overturning of Roe versus Wade. Right Side Broadcasting was created in 2015 by our founder, Joe Seals. creating a unique broadcasting experience that allows you to make your own decision rather than force feeding you an agenda. We don't cut or edit people's words or twist them to fit a particular point of view. We allow our correspondents to be open about their opinions while maintaining journalistic integrity. Brightside Broadcasting wants to continue our legacy with help from people just like you. Your donations and support allow us to continue to be the gold standard in live, unedited event coverage. Help our cause by sharing our broadcasts, subscribing on our social media platforms, and supporting us on our locals community. Your monthly or one-time contributions on our website are crucial in our fight for the truth. Thank you for all of your generous support. Right Side Broadcasting is known for panning the crowds, showing the packed arenas, and allowing you to see the truth. We've covered hundreds of rallies, briefings, marches, CPAC, and the historic overturning of Roe versus Wade. Right Side Broadcasting was created in 2015 by our founder, Joe Seals, creating a unique broadcasting experience that allows you to make your own decision rather than force feeding you an agenda. We don't cut or edit people's words or twist them to fit a particular point of view. We allow our correspondents to be open about their opinions while maintaining journalistic integrity. Brightside Broadcasting wants to continue our legacy with help from people just like you. Your donations and support allow us to continue to be the gold standard in live, unedited event coverage. Help our cause by sharing our broadcasts, subscribing on our social media platforms, and supporting us on our locals community. Your monthly or one-time contributions on our website are crucial in our fight for the truth. Thank you for all of your generous support.
And to celebrate, we're bringing you.
Hello, this is Mike Huckabee. President Trump said he wants to take back the White House and teach our kids to love our country. That's why my team created the Kids Guide to President Trump. It'll teach your kids all about President Trump's accomplishments and his vision for America. And right now, I want to give it to you for free as part of this free gift bundle.
To order your free Kids Guide to President Trump gift bundle, just visit freetrumpbundle.com. That's freetrumpbundle.com.
Welcome back. I'm Christina Bobb. We are here in Erie, Pennsylvania, outside the Erie Insurance Arena for the Donald Trump rally. Lots of folks. President Trump is scheduled to speak at 6 p.m. tonight with a whole slate of speakers before that, starting at 4. So there's still a line out front. I'm here with some folks. Sir, what's your name? Where are you from?
Name's Ron Murner. I'm from Buffalo, New York.
Okay, what brought you out to the Trump rally in Erie, PA?
Because I believe in the man. He tells the truth, never lies, and he supported our country, and he's fighting for our country, and I will support.
Hold up, y'all. Hold up. What up, Deacon? What up, Twin? What up, MD? Man, what up? They said it's not going to start till 6 o'clock, man. I am not streaming this thing until some 6 o'clock. We going to come back on at 6 o'clock, okay? We not doing the 12-hour streams around here. We're not doing that. I'm already an hour and 50 minutes in, man, thinking, you know what? We will be back at, they said 6 p.m., so that means you got some other speakers. You know, we'll give up speakers, but we're not doing this whole crowd and all. We're not doing that. Shout out to RESBN. Shout out to y'all, but we're not doing this stream all the way up till 6 o'clock. Hell no. So we will be back at 6 o'clock, y'all. Okay. With that being said, we out, y'all. We'll be back. We will be back. Peace, y'all.